Real quick, I want to talk about pride and whether or not you should have pride in yourself or a movement or just in general. And I've always been of the mindset that you should let your results speak for itself. Okay? You should let your accomplishments do all of your boasting for you. Because ultimately, that's what will allow you to point to the virtual scoreboard, and anybody who has anything to say about, how well you're doing or how bad you're doing, you could just be like, see that scoreboard? Check it out, right? Because people who have pride, right, mostly are people who just talk a big game, but don't actually have the results to back it up. And this is just what I've found from years of life experience. The people who are the most prideful are generally the most arrogant, the most conceited, the most narcissistic, the most full of themselves, right? I've always been of the mindset that you cannot improve yourself, you cannot see your own faults and fix those faults if you're too busy patting yourself on the back and constantly congratulating yourself about how great you are, about what a wonderful person you are. Right? I believe that it's more important to be humble and have humility than it is to have pride. Now, don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean you can't be proud of yourself when you accomplish something like, wow, yeah, I really did this. But there's usually a line that most people who are not arrogant or full of themselves don't cross. It's like, yeah, I can be proud of myself, but I don't need to go out there and bang my own drum constantly, right? I mean, it's okay, like, every once in a while, right? We're human, and if we accomplish something big, it's like, ugh, right? Sometimes you just want to shove it in people's faces, too, that didn't believe in you. I get that. But then there's another set of people out there who are just of the mindset of just constantly being proud for really accomplishing nothing, right? And I see this a lot from, like, the woke out there. They even have, like, parades where it's all about being proud, proud that you're this sexual preference, or you're this, you're this gender, right? Or, even this skin color. For me, it's more about my accomplishments and my content of character and how I treat other people. I mean, I really don't care that much about my ethnic background. I mean, I've never even talked about it in a single coaching video out of the hundreds I've uploaded to YouTube, right? I've never once mentioned what my ethnic background is. It's just not important to me, and it's not something that I want anyone to focus on. I'd rather have people focus on the value I provide, the value I bring to the table, my character, whether or not you like me, and my accomplishments. That's what I want to be recognized for. I don't want to be recognized for something that I can't control, right? Like the fact that I'm a straight guy and I like straight hot women, right? I mean, that's not an accomplishment to me, right? Being born male, that's not an accomplishment to me. I didn't have anything to do with that. Being born, in a certain ethnic category, that is not something I had anything to do with. Thus, I'm never going to be proud of something like that just because I didn't do anything, right? And the fact that people go out there and bang their drum about their skin color or their sexual preference or their gender, things that they can't even control, and they look at those as accomplishments, just tells me one thing, that they're losers, right? You're just a loser, man, because most of those people don't have accomplishments. That is just what I found. It's like, okay, what have you done with your life? How come you have so much time to attend these events and these, march down the street? I mean, what do you do with your life all day? How do you treat other people? They don't really have answers for that. It's not about their content of character or their accomplishments. It's about skin color, gender preference, or gender or sexual preference, right? It's always about things that really you had nothing to do with. And those tend to be the people who are the most arrogant, the most full of themselves, the biggest narcs, and the most conceited. It's like, why are you so conceited? What did you do? And the most successful people that I know, that I know personally, that are in my entrepreneurs group, that are just crushing it out there. I mean, these guys are just making tons of money. They're just adding tons of value to the world. They're creating products that are making people's lives more convenient. And these guys, for as much as they've accomplished, and a lot of these guys came from nowhere, just like I did, right? I grew up in a very, very middle class home where we didn't have a whole lot of money growing up. These guys are the most humble dudes you'll ever meet, right? I love how Hollywood likes to paint this picture that like rich people are evil and they're just like stepping on heads out there and just doing everyone dirty. And it's like, no, these are like the most humble, the most generous, the most giving like dudes that I've ever met in my life. It's insane with like how much they've accomplished, yet they're so humble. But then when I meet dudes or, females, especially these modern women today, that really haven't accomplished anything in life, they're so proud of themselves. They're so just boastful. They're so full of themselves. I'm like, where is this coming from? Why do you have so much pride? Why do you have so much arrogance? I found that most people who have a lot of pride generally are narcissists, right? It's like everybody is a self-projection of them, and they can't separate themselves from other people. So when you don't agree with everything that they like, and everything that they want, they will lash out at you because they cannot see you as an individual person. For them, they think the world exists just for them. And this is what I talk about, like pride and arrogance going hand in hand, right? And also having no accomplishments. It's just a whole lot of talk, a whole lot of banging their own drum, and really little to no accomplishments. Usually no accomplishments, because it's very difficult to get out there and march like every weekend with some new protest going on and constantly, get on social media and bang on about what a great person you are, while at the same time going out into the world and actually accomplishing things and crushing it. It's very hard to do both, because what I found is like, again, the successful dudes that I know, even myself running my business, it's like I have very little time, man. It's a very valuable asset, in my life, as well as anybody who is successful. And it's like you really do not have the time to get on social media and constantly bang the drum about yourself or go to these protests and whatnot if you're out there making things happen. I've always found people who are prideful, they talk a big game, but at the end of the day, they don't really have any accomplishments, right? And these are usually the people who piss on people who actually have accomplishments. And they'll say things like, oh, it doesn't matter how many subscribers they have, if they have 100,000 or a million. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. My content's the best. Even though I only have like, a few thousand. My content's the best. It's like, dude, again, that's just some baseline narcissism. You're trying to live in this subjective reality that tells you you're this wonderful, incredible, successful person, when in objective reality, which is the truth, other people are kicking your ass, and the reason why they have 100,000 or a million subscribers isn't luck, right? It isn't luck. It's because people vote with their feet. It's because people are choosing to watch and listen to this person and not you. There's a reason for that. It's because they're doing better than you, right? That's usually the reason. It's not because, people just don't know any better. Those million people following that dude just don't know any better. It's like, no, there's a reason for that. When I was younger, I was pretty prideful. It's never really gotten me the results I wanted because, again, it's more about BSing yourself and telling yourself how great you are and trying to convince other people of that. I mean, there's a lot of time and energy in doing that, versus just using that time and energy to go out there and actually make things happen. Just stop talking and going out there and making things happen, because you're either talking or you're doing. And most people are prideful, are constantly talking and not doing. It's even in the Bible, and I have some quotes that I've pulled up here. Proverbs 11:2, with pride comes disgrace, but with humbleness comes wisdom. And I definitely agree with that, because the more humble I became as I got older, the more successful I became. When you humble yourself, you gain self-awareness, okay, just by default. When you humble yourself and you have humility, you gain more social empathy. You start to separate other people from yourself, and you start to lose that, that childhood narcissism we're all born with, and you start to see other people as their own individual, unique selves. And you're no longer threatened by them, you're not intimidated by them, you just see them as people who, with their own values, their own upbringing, their own wants, likes, desires, and you're not threatened by it. You're not intimidated by it. You don't try to infringe on their values and beliefs and attack them for not sharing the same as yours, right? That's ludicrous. It's like this is a completely different person than you, and you're expecting them to be just like you, or else, right? Or else you'll cancel them, or make sure they never work another day again. That's narcissism, right? I mean, yeah. So I mean, there are a lot of quotes here in the Bible on pride. Whether you're a believer or not, I mean, I'm just saying that this is actually in the Bible, and this was written, centuries ago. So the fact that they already knew this centuries ago, and people are still violating this is pretty hilarious. Proverbs 16:18, pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. So that basically goes back to a very famous quote that goes, pride comes before the fall. Ever hear that? Pride comes before the fall. You ever have something really terrible happen to you, and just before you were totally prideful, and you're totally like full of yourself, and then something really bad happened? That's where that comes from. Pride comes before the fall. Proverbs 16:5, everyone who is arrogant in heart is an abomination to the Lord. Be assured he will not go unpunished. And when I look at most of the woke mob out there, most modern feminists, they're just full of arrogance and self-pride and virtue signaling, boasting. There's no humility whatsoever. And this is why I do so many videos on modern women on my 33 Secrets channel. I talk about that all the time, how they're just full of arrogance and narcissism, obviously, right? Because those two go hand in hand along with pride. Pride is already bad enough, even if you do have accomplishments. But 99.9% of the time, none of these chicks actually have anything that they've actually accomplished, right? It's just a lot of banging their own drum with no receipts, right? No results. So, and I've seen guys do that too. And to me, when I see guys do that, I'm like, okay, dude, you're no different than a female. You're stuck in your feminine frame. Because men who are in their masculine frame, they don't do a whole lot of talking. They just go out there and get things done. Beta males are rewarded for what they say, while alpha males are rewarded for what they do. Okay? Beta males are rewarded for what they say, while alpha males are rewarded for what they do. Because betas are always just trying to say the right thing and, talk a big game, while alpha males are just out there doing, right? There's just not a whole lot of talking. Just out there doing. Even when I get like hater comments, from time to time. I don't get many, which is great, but when I do, they're pretty nasty, right? I mean, I understand like from the modern like women, it's like that's just how they are. They'll like personally attack you, throw these name calling and childish personal attacks because they can't argue the facts. They can't debate the actual topic. But when I see guys do it, I'm just like, wow, man. And they can't even realize like how feminine like they are looking and how beta they look, right? Just attacking another dude like with name calling, personal insults. It's insane that they can't even see like, dude, you're actually a woman. You're not a man. You're a woman. And if you have the time to like hate in this comment section on another dude, that tells me one thing. You're not out there making things happen. You're a loser. Take the L. Take the L. A lot of verses in the Bible on pride. Again, whether you're a believer or not, right? I'm just sharing this with you because I was surprised to see this many verses on pride alone and how it's an abomination to the Lord and how there are just so many verses on this. In the pride of his face, the wicked does not seek him. All his thoughts are, there is no God. So it's talking more about pride. And pride and arrogance are the way of evil and perverted speech. I mean, you really see this going on with the left and the woke mob out there. I mean, with this entire topic we just covered. But anyway, you guys have asked me how I feel about having pride, and there you go, right? Like I said, most people who have pride, they talk a big game, but they don't have the actual receipts to go along with that. Whereas people who have humility and humble themselves, those are the people who are just going out there and quietly getting things done, right? They're just out there crushing it, So anyway, guys, as always, drop your comments below. Let me know what you think of today's coaching video. and any thoughts that you want to share on the topic of pride, anything I might have missed that you want to share with the tribe, drop those comments below, and see you in the next one. So until next time, this is Matt Cross from AlphaMaleSecrets signing out here from top of Vegas. Have an excellent view as always, and I always love to share it with you guys, so here we are. Hope you're enjoying it as well. Don't forget to smash that like button below. Go ahead and smash it right now. Also hit that notification bell right next to it so you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on my YouTube channel. More importantly, guys, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a ton when you actually subscribe to my channel. Helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, so please make sure you're subscribed as well. That way you'll get my videos fresh as I upload them, and you won't have to dig and search through YouTube and waste your time doing that. You will get them as I upload them. The second I upload them, you will be notified. Right? So make sure you're subscribed to my channel as well. And for all of you guys who want to support my work and all of this red pill, gold pill, and platinum pill content that I'm teaching you even further, the best way to do that is by becoming a premium subscriber of my premium AlphaMaleSecrets channel, which I am hosting on a private platform away from YouTube. And the reason I'm doing that, obviously, is to protect my content from YouTube in the event they try to shut me down one day. All of my premium AlphaMaleSecrets content will be protected. And it's real easy to get signed up. Right now it's only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons from me who can't afford $1. Right? Really easy to get signed up. All you need to do is click that link below in my description box and we'll take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds. So do that now and I will see you in my next coaching video. Alright, signing out over here from Vegas. Got the Eiffel Tower behind me. Got the Cosmo where I used to stay. Long story with that. Nothing against the Cosmo. The Aria in the distance there. I think you can see Vidara and the Luxor, Big Pyramid, Mandalay Bay, and there goes Bellagio right across. But it's an excellent view, and I usually leave my curtains open. I wake up to this like this big sunshine just coming through my window, but I love to wake up to this view. It's spectacular, and if you've never been to Vegas, you should come and check it out. It's pretty awesome. So until next time.